And since then, we've been pimping a whole bunch of GHLs.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the High Level Spotlight Sessions, where we showcase awesome marketers doing awesome marketing. Today, I am joined by James Rivers, who is the founder of Titan Media Marketing, which focuses on B2b prospecting and growth. They also do something else that's pretty cool that we're going to talk about in a second. But James, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Chase. Pleasure to finally chat with you live and get to know you, my friend.
Yeah, it's great to come on, have you come on. I'm really excited to show people what you guys have been up to, sort of, I guess, on the side. It sounds like it's becoming bigger and bigger for you. But first, take me back to the beginning. Were you an agency owner? Is that how you got into marketing?
Well, my journey started about 14 years ago. I started online, left my corporate job at the time. I talked to the wife and I said, listen, I'm always a person who thinks 5 years ahead. And that particular time, I thought, I wasn't really happy, doing the corporate job. It was a great job, but I didn't see myself there long term and retiring in that field. So I talked to her and I said, listen, how do you feel if I take my bonus this year? It's 52,000, so it's a great bonus. And I
That
said,
is a good bonus.
yeah, I said, give me 1 year to make it or break it. If I'm terrible, we can live on the 52,000, right? Um, and but you can't ask for a better partner who supported me right from the get-go because I haven't stopped since then. But that's how my journey kind of started. I kind of went out on a limb. I was just doing website design and development at the beginning. That led into us doing marketing for various people because I always loved marketing and personal development from a very young age. So we started developing brands, building them into six and seven brands, mainly in the fitness space, working with a lot of fitness coaches, fitness celebrities in their own right, like people that are on YouTube and very popular on Instagram and Facebook. So,
Hmm.
after working with one client, you know how that works, and you do a good job, you're going to get more. And we haven't been able to leave that space to this day because we still get referrals from that business. So we started out doing building up the brands and then applying all the marketing. And as I was saying just before we started this up, I kind of started in the good old days of Facebook and Instagram when we would, a lot of the people I work with, they have several millions of followers, right? Or even hundreds of thousands of followers. So we would do a Facebook post for them and literally like we would grow their email list instantly.
Hmm.
Their bank accounts would be healthy very quickly. So marketing was way a lot easier back then. There really wasn't the agency model that's kind of out there now back then because that was 14 years ago. But now we've kind of grown in this day and age where a lot of people are building agencies and very focused businesses. So that's where we kind of made that transition over to, especially when it became now you have to pay to play to get into the digital world, or you have to do other things like, getting in maybe to like LinkedIn and doing your prospecting there with a set cost per month, and you're not having to worry about your Facebook being so volatile with the ups and downs of Facebook. So yeah.
Cool. Well, let's loop back to the B2B prospecting. Before we get there, I want to hop into what I was so excited about when I saw it is, we all remember that show, Pimp My Ride, that MTV did, right? Well, James and his team are pimping GHL accounts. And so if you did not know, with HighLevel, you can add your own custom CSS, you can add your own custom JavaScript, which makes the platform very customizable. And I saw a post on Facebook a couple of weeks ago where someone's account looked very different than the stock themes. And I was like, whoa, who did that? And they told me it was James. So I was like, I got to get him on the show to show this off. So James, talk to me. How'd you get into customizing accounts and show us what you can do?
Well, yeah, I'll jump on live and I'll show you in a few. But how that started is initially, Chase, we just wanted to do it for ourselves. We wanted to stand out differently from all the other GHLers. It's becoming so popular. More and more people are using it. So you need to find new and unique ways to stand out, whether it's the look and feel of the app itself or what you're doing in the space. So we figured, hey, why not find a way to do both? So I probably spent and building out the first theme probably took me a good 6 weeks, maybe 2 months. I was just doing it for us. Nothing,
Wow.
nothing crazy. I just having fun with it, and I got to a really good place. And the person that I think you saw might have been one of our colleagues, Julian. He saw it one day. He's got the orange theme, I think, that was posted in the group,
I think that was
and
the one I saw. Yeah.
yeah, and I was shocked when he told me. I was actually on back-to-back calls, and he said, "Hey James, your DMs might be blowing up." I didn't know what he did because I was on calls for the next 3 hours,
Oh,
and
that's hilarious.
sure enough, my I had to turn off my notifications because of people reaching out. So, so grateful that that happened. But anyways, we did that for him. He saw ours and he's like, I want that for me. And then that's how it started. Is we started doing more and more. Now he didn't even post his till maybe I don't know, a month or two after we'd already done his. And it
Hmm.
was just a random shout out that he did. And since then, we've been pimping a whole bunch of GHL since
Well,
then.
what I loved about the post was, I've seen lots of people customize their accounts. It's great. And you can very easily customize things like, the color of the side panel or some other things. But I've never seen anybody take it quite as far. And that post was great because he sort of walked through some of the really fine little subtle details, even down to like animation effects, I think. And I was like, wow, that's a really thorough customization. So, yeah, why
Yeah.
don't you show us
Yeah.
an account and talk to us about some of the things that you guys are doing?
All right. Let me take you in. We'll take you live into our account because I don't want to go through and show you a bunch of other people's accounts for privacy reasons. So, all right. Let me know if you're seeing my screen there. Yes, no?
Yep, got it.
Okay, perfect. So it's okay for me to be in this count here, and I'll make sure that I've got this on. Let's just turn this tool on real quick. So make sure we can blur out any sensitive info. There we
Oh, that's
go.
cool.
All right, so now we'll just scroll back down and look, now we got this all blurred out. So this is something that we offer for all our anybody who gets our service as well. We've taken this code and we've kind of maximized the amount of areas that need to be blurred out for people, and they can remove and or add things back depending on what they do. That's a little bit different than us.
Wow, that's
So
really cool. So it's like a browser extension or something?
just a free browser extension. We've taken the code and we've had other clients tell us, hey, can you blur out this too? Can you blur out that too? And yes, so now this is pretty much at the maximum blur. Besides taking away the main numbers that you see on the screen type thing, we've left this up because it's great to take people into an account. Imagine I'm working with you, Chase, and you're in my
Mm-hmm.
my space. I want to bring you into an account that aligns with where I want you to transition to. Hey, I took this client from here to there, and it's your story. Now I want to take you into that specific account, but I don't want to give away too many things. And you'll see kind of where it blurs things out, which is fantastic when we're doing this. But let me jump in. I'll show you a few like unique things that we've done. In the sidebar here, you can see we've got like some shadowing in around the corner. I'm not sure if that translates well into your video. Do you see that at all?
A
So
little bit, yeah. Oh, that's
good.
cool. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, they're just again, you brought up the minor details, and we really do a lot of like minor things like this. You can see even when you click the little collapse button here, it does this neat little effect in here, right?
Hmm.
And it doesn't have that little square thing that's kind of like defaulted in here, so it's kind of nice in here. You may have noticed too, if I zoom in on the sidebar here, you can see we have some different icons happening in here. Did you catch that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we updated this. I think the original one here kind of looks like a copy paste icon. So we made that one look like an actual like dashboard. Our name is Titan Dash in here, so it kind of like all suited in nicely.
Mm. The
For
reputation
reputation,
smiley. That's nice.
yeah, people love it. They're like, oh, I love that. I want to go click on it, right? So they like that one there. Email, multiple things going on. There's so much going on under this column here. So we
That's
added
true.
multiple things. This
Pipelines.
this kind of goes with your online health. So, we did that in there. With everyone's account that we do, one thing that we love is the fact that when you click on a menu item, it collapses the previous one. So you don't always have to, you know,
Ah, that's very nice.
go with a whole bunch of other ones. So we always showcase that to everyone too. They're like, oh man, that'd be so nice to have. Can we have that? And we're like, yes, absolutely, we can do that. Um, inside of here, we've done, this is all done with CSS. This is not a graphic. So, for ours, we wanted the 3 lines in there. A lot of people love this kind of look and feel. Everything has a hover effect on it, right? So
Very
if I actually
cool.
click on the phone here, you can tell which numbers you're actually, hovering over. And you can see here's part of that blur mode kind of kicking in right here. You can't see the name in there, but
Yeah,
you can see
that's
the name, right?
very
Um,
cool.
That's cool. The calendars, even those have been customized to the look and feel of the theme. So depending on what we're doing for each client, whatever colors we're bringing in for them, that's what we do as well. This is something new we just applied to our account because we did it on a few other accounts, but we've been customizing the colors in here. So we just tossed in a blue scheme in here because I
Mm.
did have a red to black, and it was just too much red, Chase. I was like, this is no, it's too much. So I decided to go with the blue one in here. And this is a pretty large funnel. As you can see, there's lots, like there's lots of steps in here, right?
Yeah.
So it shows like quite a few in that particular one. Um, and I think that's about all the main thing. As you can see, the columns are nice and clean in here. I'll show you a few other things. I'm going to zoom in. I'm not sure if you can see this on video, but there's a shadow along here. There's a shadow in along here. And then even if I zoom out just a little bit, you might be able to make out, but there's actually, this isn't a completely white background. There's just a very subtle like line
Textured,
going,
yeah.
just a tiny bit, just enough to give everything a little bit extra depth as you're going through the pages. And if I zoom right out, you can see this is what it looks like in here. So nice and clean. Hover over effects again on everything, right, to tie in with your theme. If I take you into conversations, people love this in here. We kind of made it very like almost like Messenger or Apple kind of thing. So if I take you in one, we'll see if we can find one with some conversations going back and forth. Here we go. Another great thing about the blur tool, again, you can't see the live conversation that took place here, and it's all blurred out. Because man, we're live right now. I don't know what could be in here, right? It could be in for a
Yeah.
surprise. You might have to put your own blur on this video. So now you don't have to with this. So you can see we kind of do this alternating color. We kind of sit down with each person and we figure out the color scheme to do this. And as you can see, it blurs out all these extra sensitive details in here. Same thing when you go into pipelines and you open up an individual card, you'll see the exact same thing. Um, you'll probably notice this looks a lot different, right? So we've actually taken, I think it's a bunch of almost like random colors that most columns have, like out of the
Hmm.
box kind of thing. So
Hmm.
we took in the main theme and we spread it across all these different boxes in here, right? And as you can see, we have rollover effects on different things in here as well. If we open this up, this is kind of great. Again, it keeps your own clients like privacy very private. In here, you can't see any of the details going on. You can explain, this is great from a demo perspective. You can explain that, hey, we can track every page that they've come to and keep coming back to, all with this. But again, us as savvy marketers, we're always going, oh, I know what that URL is. I'm going to go, wipe that now. Right here, it's keeping it very private, right? If there's notes in here, right? We always take, when we ask questions that are in here, as you know, if you click this button, it kind of like takes all the answers and summarizes them in here, at least the ones that are answered, but it's not in order. So we actually take, with the automations in GHL, we take them and we put them under notes. I'm not sure, we've talked to a lot of agencies and
Hmm,
they don't realize that that's a feature. So I wanted to highlight
that's
that,
interesting.
yeah, so instead of always just sending the email out to the individual, like to ourselves or to our client with the Q and A's, we actually highlight them in here and in the order that they were asked in the form. So neat little tip for anybody who
Hmm.
doesn't know that. Make sure you're doing that because here's the thing: when we tell people to jump on a live call, imagine this is you and this is your card. I'm going to open this up and I'm going to be reviewing your answers live. And now I can go and I can add more notes about you here live so I know, or any of the other sales agents know, okay, this is everything we need to know about Chase and his needs, his desires, his transformation he's looking for in his business kind of thing. So anyways, enough about that. Just want to showcase that to
Very
you.
cool.
I'll take you into a few other key areas. Let's try campaigns in here. By the way, I keep kind of going quickly here, but there's, every button has a hover effect. Some themes we've done like, a whole bunch of things. We've done gradient buttons, we've done buttons that lift up and all these kind of fancy things. We kind of keep it pretty simple on ours. But some people want some
Nice
crazy.
and clean.
Yeah. So in here, another tip for people, again, after speaking with probably over 300 agencies in the last like probably 2 months, a lot of people don't realize that they can organize these in here with a numbering system. So again, just want to highlight that if you go above the number 9, you want to make sure you go 01, 02, 03, or 001, and you'll get a perfect chronological order. As you can see, when we build out our pipelines, like this is her core three pipelines: her booking, her onboarding, and her check-ins. And if she
Mm-hmm.
ever hit us up in the Slack channel and said, "Hey guys, my follow-ups are not working when someone cancels a call," we just go, "Okay, she's talking about bookings," and either the no-show or the, oh, okay, there it is, cancellation, boom, and it's right in the order that shows up in her pipeline. So I love keeping things organized, and a lot of people don't realize that they can organize their folders like this. Now I'm going to take you
Definitely. Good tip.
here and show you something kind of neat in here. This looks a lot different here once this loads up. So in here,
Oh,
again, we've
wow.
tied in the different branding in here. This looks a lot different. And the one that people are really blown away with is when we hit the edit button on one of these and they see what we've got going on here with the phone. Let me get our video out of the way here. But we've actually like taken in, and I'll zoom in here. You can see we even have a texture on the phone. Can you make that out?
No, not really.
Not really. There's actually a texture on that phone, and there's a soft, shadow around this. And we just made it, we wanted to make it look like an actual, like, iPhone or phone in here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we went with this look instead of the default gray on everyone's account. So everyone always loves this one. They're like, oh my God, it actually feels like a real phone now. They're pretty blown away when they have this. So if I take you into a couple other key areas, we'll go into, say, the form builder here. As you can see, it blurs out this in here. Open up one of these. And again, whatever branding you've got going on, we're going to tie that in here. So everything's the same look and feel, nice and clean all the way across. The only area we didn't adjust was in here because we didn't want whatever changes you make in here, we want you to see them in here, kind of thing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when you edit this live or see it live, it's not always being overwritten, kind of thing. If I take you into now, I think you might know the answer to this, but I'm assuming this email builder is eventually going to be out. Is that the yeah? Okay,
I think so.
I'm just going to take in here just to show you what we did in here, but I had a feeling once this email one came out, this one's going to be rolled out soon. But in here, again, we brought in, made this nice and clean. As you can see, nice like lines in here. Everything looks sharp. Everything's got a hover over effect. So for as long as this will be available, we're going to continue to do this cool effect for everyone in here. But I'm pretty sure everyone's using the new email builder.
Yeah, it's
Inside
a
of
good
our
question. I don't know if we'll yank it completely or what the future for this one is, but I don't think many people use it. No, it's pretty
no,
complicated.
and again with the new things coming out all this month and the next couple months, I think this one will probably be depreciated. That's my guess, anyways.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree.
So if I take any of these, I'm just going to take into one of these so you can kind of see. We don't have Google attached for her, but inside of here, again, nice and clean. The columns up above, everything's just nice, clean pages all the way through, right? Um,
Hmm.
if I take you into, let's say, let's go into funnels, and then we'll go into funnels again. We'll pull up one of these in here. We'll go to the rewire. And you can see, again, this is great about that blur tool, right? Like me as a savvy marketer, I'm going to like make a mental check of that URL if I can see it, right? And go in and copy it if I love what I'm seeing. So we brought in all the branding right in here, right? So as you change, if you want to like move things around, you can see that everything changes dynamically there. Um, if I go to stats, we've even updated the look of this. So watch this. We do this. I don't remember the colors that are defaulted out of here. For ours, we chose like this green, from like a lighter green to a darker green. So same
Hmm.
thing, just to showcase that. Looks very cool to kind of see that. And we usually theme it to your colors, kind of thing, right? To make it
Hmm.
like match and look really cool. And I'll bring you into triggers just so you can get an idea how this looks. Again, organize everything 1, 2, 3, right? Just like this. And you'll see sometimes we even do 1A, 1B, that kind of thing. And again,
Hmm.
everything still has like these rollover effects in here. Didn't get too crazy on the inside. If I were to open up one of these, we didn't do too many crazy things. Like the trash can will be your main color in here. Your toggle switches will be your main color to kind of stand out, but nothing too crazy inside here. There's not much going on in these besides setting up all your triggers, kind of thing. And then if I take you into settings, we've done a few different changes in here. We've kind of like, we found a neat piece of code from someone here, and we actually did this with our menus just to make them a little like added the dashes in between. So I can't take,
Gotcha.
yeah, I can't take credit on that one. I don't remember where I found that one, but I found it quite a while ago, and I was like, hey, this looks really sharp the way it kind of like condenses everything and keeps it kind of nice and uniform. And with our
Hmm.
nice clean background, it kind of pops out nicely as well. So we've implemented that across everyone's account. And a few other things like that we do. So with some of the custom stuff we do, as you saw with our sidebar, when people open up one menu, it closes the last one. That's
Yeah.
cool. Whatever image is put in here, as you know, Chase, this becomes your favicon, right? And
Right.
a lot of people, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but a lot of people have very long,
Totally.
logos. And then when it displays up here, it displays as a blur.
Hmm.
So we've actually come up with a bit of scripting code that we can choose our own custom icon in here, right? So you can see this
Oh,
one
nice.
here. You can see this one here. This one is called Leads Engine, and it's a very long logo, and it was one of those blur ones. So we took that. We just used the L and the E. We put the code in there, and now he has a custom favicon in here, right? Um, were you seeing that, by
Nice.
the way? I'm not sure if you've seen that with me
Yeah.
sharing.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of like that's one of the other little custom things we do. And then just recently, just so people are aware, we had a few people reach out and they're like, "Hey, can we do a custom theme for a sub account?" Meaning most accounts will have, let's say they wanted like the Titan Red look, right?
Hmm.
And and then they're like, "Hey, but if I were to have a sub account and I want it to have its own branding and its own logo in the corner, custom for them, can we do that?" And the answer is yes. We actually just started doing that with people. So just
Oh,
ones
that's
that
great. Yeah, I've
requested.
seen a lot of people ask that question.
Yeah, and you know what? We've got a great dev on board that can help with that kind of stuff, and he whipped up the script for that. So now that's something that we can actually do for people, which is really cool because now imagine you have I don't know, let's call it an upper tier client or someone who's requested it. Now you're doing something a little bit extra, you can charge for it. Even if
Yeah.
you charge for it, you can charge a premium on top of what we charge, and that's it. That then they've got a nice custom theme. We had someone reach out. They're like, "Hey, everyone, and this is a great idea too, since SaaS mode is just coming out." He says, "Hey, everyone that's on my cheaper plan, I want them to have this look, right? Like the first look. Anyone
Oh,
who gets
that's cool.
anyone who gets the upper tier plan gets a different look." And I was like, "Wow, that's a great idea for anyone looking to make their agency stand out a little bit different." So I want to share that one too, just to give some ideas of what people can do. And
That's very cool. So
you
how do
know,
you price all this? Is it custom every time or do you have set packages?
Well, I'll tell you, we've been told that we're underselling it for the cost. We keep it pretty cheap, and we wanted to keep it at a price point that most people can afford. So we don't have any up and down price. We've kept the price locked in at $397 for the entire thing. It takes us about 2 to 3 days to knock out the entire customization. Usually, when we jump on a call like this, I'll take everyone through everything we just did now, and then I have them bring up their logos, their colors, and then we highlight, hey, what do you like? I actually take them through and I show them different themes with different sidebars, different graphics overlaid in here. Some of them have gradients straight across, some of them have solid colors, some of them, everyone has a different look and feel. So when I'm speaking
Hmm.
with them, and once I have a look at their website, we get a good idea as to what kind of customizations they want, and then we go implement it. So again, all one cost. Um, which we're kind of told, hey, you guys should be charging like 997 for this, but we're like, hey, we just want to make it affordable for most people, and it helps everyone stand out a little bit different with GHL, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely. This is fantastic. I think we definitely have it on the roadmap at some point where we're going to make things more configurable, meaning like, oh, maybe you want your sidebar on the right, or maybe you want it across the top, or this, just to give people more ability to differentiate. But I don't think it's. I would say it's kind of on the back burner. So this is awesome that people have an option where they can go get something really customized. And I mean, it seems like you guys have left no CSS unturned,
yeah,
down to the finite details.
yeah, we try to do that. And here's the great thing, because we have so many clients that have purchased this from us, we whenever we do this, we continue to make updates for people as well. So we're charging a really low price for that monthly. That price is probably going to go up. But right now, we've only been charging $15, 15 every month for updates. So if we find a bug, or let's say we did one for you, Chase, and then you're like, hey guys, maybe you found something weird with the calendar. Maybe when you hovered over, the text went red too, and you can't see what date you're hovering over. And that was a bug
Hmm.
on our end. We go in and we fix it, and and if it's something we know is happening on everyone's account, guess what? We go in and we make that change to everyone's account that we have access to that is paying the monthly. And anybody who's hit us up even after, they're like, hey, can you do this? Yeah, no problem. If it's our thing that we needed to tweak, our own little bug that we found, we go in, we do it no charge, just go in and fix it up. But yeah, a lot of people are on the monthly because they just want the ability to go, hey, if I want to change out these icons, or hey, did you even notice this too? We actually changed the wording in here too. So this one says pipelines in here instead of opportunities, right? So
Hmm.
we've actually done this for a lot of the clients that wanted different words in here. And
Hmm.
most recently, this isn't something that we're pushing, but most recently we actually did a bunch of translations for someone as well into um, forgive me, I don't know what language they speak in Switzerland, but we did a bunch of translations for Swiss or Switzerland or whatever that is called. But
Swiss, no?
what's
Now
that?
you have me like, wait, what language? It's Swiss,
Yeah,
right?
I think there's lots of different languages they speak, but yeah, we had to change a bunch of these to everything, including the entire sidebar. So one of our devs helped out with that. It was the first time we requested it, and our dev guy was really good at being able to do that. Typically, it's myself and my partner that go in and do these main overhauls to the accounts, but when it's very custom, we'll get our dev involved, and he'll be able to go in and do some really cool ninja stuff that we're doing together. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Cool. Well, I don't want to keep you too long. I do want to mention that you guys do obviously more than just pimp people's GHL accounts.
Yes.
It sounds like you've got a really great B2B prospecting program that drives from LinkedIn. Is that the primary source of where you help people prospect?
Yeah. So with LinkedIn, what we started doing is we create a program for us initially called our B2B outreach. So we do run ads. We run ads for other clients as well. But what we found is the cost of Facebook ads, as you know, is very up and down, day to day, month to month. Um, LinkedIn is great, really great for anybody doing B2B business, right? Not so
Hmm.
much B2C, but B2B, really good. You can target people extremely well. So what we've done is we've taken, what we can do with GHL, the automations, Zapier, and now we've automated, pretty much, 99% of the work for you. The only thing you have to do is talk to people on LinkedIn when those things are happening now. So we have a whole team that helps not only set up the complete automation for you when we work with different agencies, and set up your landing pages. We help set up all your emails, your copy. We help write your copy for you. The only thing we ask is you show up 1 hour per week while we take you through and we do this kind of stuff live with you, show you what we're connecting. And the end of 3 months, it's yours. The system is completely built. And at this point, at the end of 3 months, your bookings are sitting at least a min of 10 bookings per week. And for a lot of agencies, that's a great number that they're getting 40 qualified bookings per month. If you layer on our cold email on top of that, well, then your numbers can go up even more. And we literally help you, your team. We do multiple profiles for companies. That way, if 10's not enough and you got two profiles, guess what? We can do 20, 30, 40, 50 bookings
Hmm.
per week. Um, so how that looks, it's kind of neat. When someone connects on LinkedIn, we've got a few tools that work, and it's a hard cost, Chase. It's instead of it being Facebook where you're spending 1,000 this month and maybe 1,500 the next, and then 3,000 the next to kind of keep scaling up. With this, the costs are kept very linear with that. And so yeah, when someone connects me, imagine you connect this guy, you see this guy with the beard, and what happens, you're going to get a few messages from me, automated. The whole point of this system is not to be a spammer, not to go out there and just, yes, you're trying to elicit business, but you're not trying to be like the bad marketers that give us a bad name. We are trying to elicit conversations with them. And that's the only part that's a little bit automated after everything, not automated after everything is set up. You have to go in and try and dialogue with people after they have actually messaged you back. That's the only work you have to do. Other than that, we are taking them right into GHL. If they want to book, they're booking right into GHL. All the other automations that everyone knows how to do or is learning how to do can automate it from there. We add some extra ninja stuff on top of that. So imagine if you connect with me, you're going to get my welcome message. You're going to get some other messages dripped out until you message me at least once back, and then my automation stop. I also take all your information. It comes right into Go HighLevel, and now I can do prospecting with you there as well. So I have a wait on that for about 9 days. And if you got through all my other messages and you didn't respond, guess what? Now you're going to hear from me from on the GHL side, right? And
Gotcha.
then
Cool.
from there, we also, just to give you what we like to call like omnipresence. And this isn't going to get you, by the way, a lot more bookings, but it is going to give you that presence that you kind of need. So we actually, when we get that lead information, we actually upload it to both Facebook and Google Display Network. And now your ads start showing up to everyone with really, really cheap retargeting, right? So now you
Mm.
imagine you connect this bald guy with the beard here, and then all of a sudden you're like, man, I'm on dictionary.com and I'm seeing this bald guy with the beard everywhere now, right?
Right.
And they're like, wow, I don't recall seeing this guy, but now I'm seeing him everywhere. And that's how we get the omnipresence, is we layer that little effect on there. So at some point they're gonna be like, man, like I see this guy everywhere, or this company everywhere, right? Depending on how you brand yourself, whether it's an individual or a company. So we tie that entire thing over. We help with the cold email on that, and it works. It works amazing. We do help a lot of agencies with this. So speaking of, let me take you in real quick. So we don't take up too much time. We'll kind of show you our implement release program that we have, and hopefully you can kind of see this. It's pretty busy. Let me just minimize our video here. Does this look a little overwhelming? So as you can see, LinkedIn is the core thing that we use in here. We start in with creating the connections in here, generating some of the leads in here. We will connect with up to 2,000 people per month. We do a 10% ramp up over 10 weeks, by the way, because we don't want to ever have your account banned. So if you're not doing any LinkedIn prospecting now, we're going to go nice and slow with you. If you've been a little bit more active, we may go a little bit faster, but just be aware, anybody that's doing this type of process, don't turn any of these tools on full tilt. That's the last thing you want to happen, is your own account to get banned, and then you can't prospect anymore, right? That's not fun. So this is our entire automation that we help you build out over the course of the 3 months. And again, this whole thing is yours at the end. So everybody's coming into LinkedIn in here. We also have a cold email that layers in here as well, which we have a different graphic on this, but there's lots of automations that happen just in this one little spot in here. If you do want to do some retargeting and or Facebook, we show you how we can tie this all back into your main calendar page. We actually help you write up your soap opera sequence in here as well. So we help you write your first 5. And then as the weeks go on, we want to build this out longer and longer. So we can get you at least like 30, even 40 emails deep. So anybody who might be a no, guess what? They're going to continue to get this lead nurture campaign from you that's very customized for you and your business and your clients. And we have a lot of people that come back 3 months, 4 months, even 6 months later. It was email number 24 that would took them over the edge, and they're like, I'm ready now. I've had all the social proof. Thank you. Let's go. And we actually
The
automate.
power of long-term nurture.
Yeah, for sure. And we automate, when people do buy, we automate a bunch of the things as well. So we help you set up those, if you're someone who needs like a waiver form or any kind of proposal done, we help you automate that entire thing. So even with us, when we have this going, we may jump on a live call with you here. And we just had a gentleman today buy the program, and we talked to him like 4 weeks ago, right? And he just pulled the trigger today, and he had opened up the proposal again, and he signed it, and then he paid, and there he is. He's a new client. So that's an example. Sometimes it can take right away, or it can take a few weeks before they join. So make sure, like what we do is we always tell everyone, send everyone a proposal, keep it open, because they will come back, especially when they're getting this lead nurture campaign that we help you automate in here as well, right? And we also even help you set up your own VSL, your video sales letter, for people who may not know what that means. And again, we're trying to drive people from either the VSL or your main page to come to your booking page, or we're using LinkedIn for that complete, automation in here. And here's a few other nuggets in here, how we have this all set up. So yeah, there's a lot to take in. It's a big it's a big setup that we do, but again, it's yours at the end of 3 months. And that's why we love, doing this with people, to kind of help them grow their business, help them, get qualified bookings. We've noticed a big difference between talking to someone as a Facebook lead versus a LinkedIn lead. Facebook is like,
Hmm.
barely lukewarm, especially that first like 3 minutes of the conversation is very much a make it or break it. You got to be good as a salesperson to be able to dive in and start getting those questions in there, and then let them open up. But with LinkedIn, the difference is it's almost like me jumping on with you. I feel like I've seen you because I've watched so many of your videos, and I feel very warm jumping on a call with you. And when they connect with you on LinkedIn, they've already done a lot of snooping on you. They've already checked your profile, they've checked your links, they probably went and checked some of your other social media profiles, and then they booked a call with you. They've done all this research. Where Facebook, they just filled in a form. I don't know,
Right.
they barely know you, and then they're talking to you, or they don't even show up on the call, right? We have
Hmm.
ourselves personally like a 95% show up rate with our LinkedIn process because of how we set it all up with the automations. So it's very warm, and you have a high show up rate, which also means you have a pretty darn good closing rate with people too with the system. So that's why we've chosen to do that more over the Facebook Facebook ads, just because
Cool.
hard cost per month, don't have to worry about the
Well,
additional up and downs.
well, that sounds great. I mean, yeah, if you are in a B2B space, it sounds like a great option. But um, James, I don't want to keep you too long, but thanks so much for coming on. I think the Pimp My GHL is fantastic. Super impressed with that. People can reach you at titanmediamarketing.com, right?
That's correct. Yeah, and I'll provide a link for you if you're putting some call notes in somewhere
Yeah.
for people to book a call with us for the service. We typically like to jump on a 10-15 minute call, take them through the tour we just did, and then
Hmm.
go over their branding and make sure that we're going to do it right for them. And if people are ready to buy, sometimes we do that too. We have an onboarding form on there. Then we just reach out and do the same thing with them live. So we make sure we fully pimp you out the way you want it done.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll get the link to that in the description and in the post. And if people are interested in the B2B outreach prospecting, same place, right? Titanmediamarketing.com.
Yep. Just reach out, or James at tightmediamarketing.com. Hit myself or my partner Amit. Either one of us will help you get started and walk you through the entire thing.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming on, James.
Yeah, thanks so much, my man.
Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you in the next one.